the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
The time now is 7 o'clock. Time to kickstart your feel-good breakfast show right here on SABC3. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jamie Domberg, alongside the oh-so-handsome Graham Richards.
Saying that, man. It's like you were squinting, you're like, so handsome. Very good morning. My name is Graham Richards. So good to have you in our company this morning. I think it's going to be a beautiful day, despite whatever the weather is like in your part of the world. So, of course, in the grips of cold now. It's winter for sure, but today we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're also going to cast a light on a vitally important awareness campaign called Go Turquoise for the Elderly. There's our turquoise ribbon. Get hold of one, get hold of whatever turquoise clothing you can, put it on and show solidarity today. That pays special focus on our senior members of society and make sure that they are not forgotten in our society. And they should be treated with absolute respect, love, patience and human dignity. And I think this is a fantastic day.
Absolutely. So let's focus on making the world a better place for them. Today, also, our lockdown fitness is going to be focusing on that. Workouts for over 50. So you want to get your towel, you want to get everything, get a space in the house. Make sure to join Raul with that. And we're also talking about an amazing initiative, befriending a grandparent during lockdown. It can get so lonely sometimes, so you want to stay tuned for that. But of course, Shiraz Reddy is bringing some swag style for the dads over 60s this Father's Day. I mean, you're a dad, you're not over 60, but
I feel more and more like a dad every day, trust me. We can all do with a little swag style. We're going to have a little bit of fun as well. I'm sure the dad jokes are going to be strong today, but it's going to be a feel-good kind of day today,
absolutely.
Undoubtedly.
Of course, we've also decided to add some turquoise to our wardrobe
little
today.
Sprinkle here and there?
Yeah, like Huli's hooked me up with this little knitwear. I'm feeling the comfort because, you know, it's cold outside. You want to be comfortable.
It's freezing, man. It's not just cold.
Yeah, so, you know, the black on black kind of thing, and then I pop my turquoise in there just to give a pop and do my little bit. Just to give it a
shout, man.
The elderly.
Oh, so please.
Your little...
yeah, no, I mean, this was as close as I could come this morning. So we're going to always try to show solidarity in whatever way we can today for the elderly. So if you can, grab whatever turquoise, even if it's just a turquoise ribbon, don it. And today we show care, we show love, and most importantly, we show respect for the elderly because they absolutely do deserve it. So hopefully we can connect with a lot of you on our social media platforms as you sit at home during lockdown. And it is going to be a beautiful show to connect around. Morning, hun.
A very good morning to you, team. A good morning to you, South Africa. I hope that you are all doing well and keeping warm and snugly during these very cold hours. Today is a special day. We are celebrating our senior citizens because we know that, you know, navigating our way through life can be extremely difficult, and that's why we rely on the wisdom and advice from our elderly. On our social media platforms, if you head on over there, we ask you, what words of wisdom have you received from your grandparents? And remember to use the hashtag Expresso Show. For myself, I don't necessarily, you know, remember specific words, but I remember a feeling that my grandmother used to give us when we wake up to fresh coffee and irostile from the kitchen and just gathering around the small table in her little cottage at Tsitsikamma. And that's just a feeling that I'll always hold on to moving on forward. Remember to use the hashtag Expresso Show when you share your advice from your grandparents. Right now, it's time for us to get on with the order of the day, but starting off with those also important news headlines with Graham.
Thanks so much, Kutle. Let's start with our national news first. Smokers in South Africa are anxiously waiting for the High Court in Pretoria to deliver judgment in the Fair Trade Independent Tobacco Association case against a ban on the sale of tobacco products. The association took the government to court saying Regulation 27 of the Disaster Management Act was irrational and its impact on people's lives was not considered. Judge Dunstan Mlambo said a full bench would consider the submissions made to them and then email their judgment to the two parties. He assured them that they considered the matter to be urgent. Then the National Health Laboratory Service yesterday said it was facing a big testing backlog due to a global shortage of COVID-19 testing kits. The NHLS said it would have to prioritize the Western Cape due to the province's high rate of infections. The province accounts for 65% of the country's entire cases. Meanwhile, the province's head of health, Dr. Keith Klutter, said last week's backlog of some 28,000 tests had dropped now to about 3,000 as of yesterday. The country has now recorded 55,421 cases with 1,210 COVID-19 related deaths. Casting a broader gaze on the international front, Tokyo 2020 will be a simplified Olympics. That's according to the chief executive of the organizing committee, Toshiro Muto, and will not be done with any grand splendor. The games scheduled to start in July were postponed for a year in March because of fears over the COVID-19 pandemic. Organizers said that they are working on more than 200 ideas to simplify and reduce costs for the rescheduled games. Muto said they have also not ruled out reducing the number of fans, although the competition schedule remained unchanged for now. Then, bringing it closer to home, Burundi began an official period of mourning for President Pierre Nkurunziza yesterday, a day after the announcement of his death from a heart attack. Aged 55, shocked the impoverished East African nation. Senior government officials, foreign ambassadors and religious leaders lined up to sign a book of condolences opened in his memory at the presidential palace. Nkurunziza's wife, Denise Bukumi, appeared to be absent. She is rumored to have tested positive for the coronavirus. There was scant public showing of mourning on the streets. And now, COVID-19 need not be a death sentence for the very old. The Western Cape accounts for 65% of the country's almost 53,000 COVID-19 cases, but from all the bad news, especially in care homes across the world, emerges a beautiful story in Cape Town that brings hope for all. 4 residents of Woodside Care Centre in the southern suburbs, one of which is 100 years old, and 5 of the staff who work there all tested positive for COVID-19, but have all since recovered. Woodside Care Centre is an assisted living facility attached to the Woodside Village in Rondebosch in Cape Town, provides a home away from home for up to 43 people. Meanwhile, a little further afield, a care home in Spain has done even better. 113-year-old Maria Brañas was infected with the virus in April at the Santa Maria del Tura care home. It's in the city of Olot, but fought it off and is now doing fine. Brañas, considered to be the oldest person living in Spain, has given hope to elderly people worldwide, showing that COVID-19 indeed should not be considered a death sentence. Then taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment throughout the ongoing protests for police reform that in the worldwide Black Lives Matter movement, people have been finding themselves turning to old sayings or events that prove that the struggle is continuous and continuously evolving. And one figure who has come to the forefront is Colin Kaepernick, an NFL football player who gained international prominence back in 2016 when he developed a peaceful way of protesting police brutality by kneeling down during the national anthem before any NFL game. Well, this move gained equal praise from those in solidarity with him and then disdain from those who believed he was disrespecting the nation. As a result, he received no support from the NFL itself and was seemingly blackballed from continuing in the league. And in recent events, the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has posted an apology saying that the organization was wrong in how they had previously handled these peaceful protests. Now there is a rallying cry for the league to lift its ban on Kaepernick, which was echoed by civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton at George Floyd's funeral on Tuesday in the presence of families of those who have also lost their lives in police brutality. The Reverend said when Colin took a knee, he took it for the families in this building. And we don't want an apology, we want him repaired. That's where we leave our headlines for now. Let's take a quick gander at the weather.
Thank you so much for that, G. It's time for us to have the first look at the weather this morning, but first, a look at those beautiful pictures that you've saved us. This one comes from Musipho Mahlang, one of our long-standing Expresso YouTube viewers. He wishes us a good morning with this picture showing the sun rising in the distance taken from Benoni in Gauteng. Benoni can expect sunny and breezy conditions today with a high of 16 degrees. Andreas, the video guy, captured this incredible sunrise picture of a bright orange and red sky in Durban. South Africa's playground can expect partly sunny conditions today with a maximum temperature of 24 degrees. We'd like to thank both Sipho and Andreas for sending in your sunrise pictures. We hope that you both have a fantastic Thursday morning. This morning, the Western Cape and much of the country are in the grip of an extreme cold spell. But the good news is that you could have been living in Christchurch or Dunedin on New Zealand's South Island. They're also experiencing a cold snap at the moment, but with quite a difference in minimum temperatures though. Meteorologists have warned that people would need to dig out their warmest winter woolies as the worst of the monster high is due to hit the island by Saturday morning. Black ice and temperatures as cold as negative 15 degrees Celsius in some low-lying areas are forecast. Whew, glad we're not there, but let's take a look at our temperatures down here in South Africa. The South African Weather Services has warned that gale force winds, thunderstorms and snow can be expected in parts of the country today, with heavy rainfall in the western and eastern Cape. Sunny and breezy for Polokwane with a maximum of 24 and a minimum of 5 degrees. And the highest temperature in the country for Mbombela with a maximum temperature of 30 and a minimum of 11. Pretoria, 221 are your temperatures for the day. Johannesburg starts off at a -1, reaching a high of 18 degrees. Mostly sunny with a moderate southwesterly breeze of 20 kilometers an hour for Mahikeng at -2, reaching a high of 18. Sunny to partly cloudy and cooler for Klerksdorp. -1 is your minimum temperature for the day, reaching a high of 17. Kimberley, we're also in the negatives at -2, reaching a high of 12 degrees. It's going to be a really cold day so far in most parts of the country. Cooler with times of clouds and sun for Bloemfontein at -5, reaching a high of 11. Richards Bay 16-26, partly sunny with a couple of showers for Pietermaritzburg at a maximum temperature of 21 and a minimum of 6. Durban 14-24, mostly sunny for Mthatha at 5 as the minimum, reaching a high of 18. East London, -1, reaching a high of 13. It's a windy day in Cradock, sunny with a little bit of wind at a minimum of 7, reaching a high of 24. A strong westerly breeze of 43 kilometers an hour for the windy city, of course, Port Elizabeth, at a minimum temperature of 9, reaching a high of 18. Partly sunny and rain and spots for George, 7:15. The coolest start to the day for Sutherland at a whole -6. Reaching a high of 0. Do expect some snow if you are in Sutherland, and please do capture, some images that we can use right here on the show. Mostly cloudy with showers for Cape Town at 6, reaching a high of 13. Worcester, it's a rainy day at a low of 2 degrees, reaching a high of 8. Partly sunny, cool and breezy in the afternoon for Uppington at a minimum temperature of 0, reaching a high of 12 degrees. Remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, make sure to have yourselves a fantastic Thursday morning. Right now, though, let's start off the day on a good note with some words of inspiration from Mama Oprah Winfrey.
Pharma Dynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
We are definitely kickstarting your Thursday, but we also know from the 15th of May to the 15th of June, South Africans all over is encouraged to don the color turquoise, as you can see myself and G is doing, to create awareness about a group in society that is often so much neglected, and that is, of course, our seniors. Now, in light of this, today's words of inspiration comes from none other than the one, the only Oprah Winfrey, who's known and loved, Umama Oprah Winfrey, who's loved by so many as the queen of talk shows for 25 years as the host of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Now, she has aimed to instill others, specifically women, with a sense of identity and confidence to live life to the fullest. She has shared that she refuses to let a system, a culture, or distorted view of reality tell her that she doesn't matter. And she once had this to say.
Yeah, she certainly has been quoted many times, but this one really does resonate. I know that only by owning who and what you are can you start to step into the fullness of life. Every year should be teaching us all something valuable. Whether you get the lesson is really up to you. Absolutely love that. And now more than ever, we need to be taking those lessons out of life, out of the past, out of what's happening right now. And we really do hope that those lessons translate into tangible change, because we need it. And we're going to see you in just a moment to continue our discussion about going turquoise for the elderly.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in on a very important day. The awareness campaign called Go Turquoise for the elderly runs from the 15th of May up until the 15th of June. Now, this campaign is designed to raise awareness for the elderly in South Africa, who are often seen as soft targets for crime, neglect and abuse, a very harsh reality. The Turquoise campaign therefore aims to encourage people to do what they can to make the world a better place for our seniors. And Barry Kaganson, CEO of Aurea Senior Living, which offers senior living communities throughout South Africa, now joins us to tell us a little bit more about this campaign. Barry, a very good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Absolute pleasure.
Absolute pleasure to have you. I think, many people have heard about the Go Turquoise for the Elderly campaign, but don't really know what it entails. Maybe you can elaborate. And is there maybe a specific reason why it is called this?
To answer the second part of your question, why it's called that, I must be honest, I'm not entirely sure. But really what the campaign is to raise awareness for the plight of the elderly. It's twofold: to raise awareness for the plight of the elderly, and also, to a degree, to raise funds for certain organizations that take care of the elderly that need that funding. And at this time, in the time of COVID-19, I think that couldn't be more relevant and more important, especially the second one. When we've seen these outbreaks of COVID-19 in various care facilities for aged people across the country, people must remember that the cost of preventing the spread of COVID within the communities, and the cost of actually preventing it from getting into the communities in the first place, is significant. And often a lot of these organizations are reliant on public funding. So this is putting immense pressure on them. So I think this is a very relevant initiative at this time.
I mean, there's obviously the immediate focus and there is the long-term projection beyond COVID-19. And we know that a well-equipped healthcare system obviously needed to provide proper care for the elderly. And we are not going to be exempt from what's been dubbed the silver tsunami. Estimated that 17 million, or rather 12 million South Africans will be over 60 by 2050. How are we going to care for the elderly considering the costs that you've mentioned?
Yeah, that's a very significant statistic that you just mentioned, and I think it's a global trend. If you look at statistics published recently by the UN, they predict that they say that currently there's about 150 million adults over the age of 80 globally, and that is predicted to increase to 420 million by 2050. So in the next 30 years, it's going to probably just around triple. And the impact on care is significant. So just some interesting statistics around that is that if you look at adults between the ages of 65 and 74, only about 8% require care. And I think it's important to also define what care is. It's not medical care. Care for the elderly is generally assistance with activities of daily living. So that would be medication management, personal hygiene, moving around, and that type of thing. So 8% of people in the 65 to 74 age bracket require that type of assistance. In the 75 to 84 age bracket, about 17% of people require it. And when you get older than 85, about 40% of people require assistance with two or more activities of daily living. Now, if you apply that 40% to that global population of projected of 420 million, you can see it's a lot of people globally that are going to be needing this type of care and assistance. And that's really what you refer to as that silver tsunami. It's the impact of the aging population on the provision of care, and it's a South African phenomenon as it is a global one.
I guess everybody just wants to know, what does this then mean for senior living in the future?
Sorry, I didn't hear that question.
What does this mean for senior living in future?
Okay, so I think it has a significant impact on senior living in the future. One must remember that when one talks about senior living, one talks about a broad spectrum of people who live in these senior living communities. So we do, and this is really the industry standard across the world, is one has independent living, where someone doesn't need any assistance at all. And then we have assisted living, and then we really have care, which largely these days is actually dementia care. Now, with regard to dementia, also another interesting stat which is relevant to the increased lifespans that we're experiencing, and this increased demographic of older people in our society generally, is that about 5% of people in their 70s present with some form of dementia. But when people get to their 80s, about 25% of them present as some form of dementia. And that has a significant impact for senior living and for senior living communities across the world, because the care requirements and the assistance requirements of somebody with dementia is vastly different to someone without any cognitive impairment. And that is a demographic within the aged population that is increasing. So there's care requirements, and also the expertise to deliver that care and assistance is going to become more and more relevant as the years progress.
So let's bring it back now to our current situation. During our national lockdown, we know that elderly people have been specifically affected, often living alone, having to take the most aggressive self-isolation measures in order to remain safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe you can share some tips with us on how we can best care for our seniors during lockdown.
Yeah, so it is challenging. I think, when one looks at older people living in senior living communities, they're often, while they're isolated, they often have the benefit, or they do have the benefit, of living in a professionally managed community, which is to a degree in some form of, and we like to call it a protective bubble at this time. So these communities have put measures in place whereby the community is largely protected in the best way possible from COVID-19, and I won't go into really what those measures are. I think most people know what they are. But of course, most elderly people don't live in these communities. They live, with everyone else. So those people would probably tend to be a little more isolated, because their risk of literally going out their front door is higher than someone who's living in a senior living community. So luckily, I think these days we're fortunate to enjoy the benefits of various technologies that can keep people connected. And that would be what we're doing now, WhatsApp calling or Skype calling or Zoom. It's amazing how many people in our communities have all of a sudden become Zoom experts. And we're doing things like Zoom quizzes and Zoom bingo and all sorts of things. But also what's also very important is, as you say, that human connection. So it doesn't mean that the connection needs to stop entirely. It just needs to happen, I think, for now in a different way. So visiting your family but at a distance, from a car or whatever the case is. But I think the other important thing is that assistance with activities of daily living. So to the extent that people can help older people with grocery shopping, if they can't do it themselves online, which I'll tell you most of them actually do these days as well. But if they're not able to do that for whatever reason, assistance with that type of thing is very important. So I think the awareness in all communities just needs to be there, that there are these people who do need to isolate, who are at high risk. And isolation brings various problems, both practical, psychosocial, et cetera, and people just need to be aware of these. And really, that, to go back to this, go turquoise for the elderly, that's really what they're saying, is that, the awareness is important at all times, but especially now at this time.
Just be mindful. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of elderly people cross that digital divide, kind of leave some of us behind during this time.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you.
Thank you so much for some very revealing facts there as well, and for doing the work that you do every day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, you at home can make sure to join this Turquoise campaign and demonstrate that the elderly in our country are not forgotten. Many seniors rely on the help of family and friends as they get older. We have a duty to take care of each other, especially our elders. Show some kindness and love for all the seniors this month.
Some kindness and love for all our seniors this month. That's so heartwarming. Do you have any stories about, like, your grandma or your grandpa? Any words of wisdom?
I don't have any more grandparents left, but my fiance's got a granny that's in her 90s. So she's adopted me as her grandkid. But Lady's like active. Lady can't be stopped. She's on WhatsApp, she's on Facebook, she's like sending messages every day. Age ain't nothing but a number.
She's on fire. I love it so much. As we are celebrating our elderly today, Father's Day is also around the corner, and what better way to spoil all the dads out there than with some Willie's biltong and droewors.
I like it.
Or nifty marinades in a bag for his bride. Chef Clem is here to show us how to make cheesy biltong spiral breads for that extra Father's Day spoil. Already this smells delicious, Clem. I feel like I say this every single day, but I am not lying. It does smell so delicious.
Thank you.
Watering.
Thank you. It's an easy pull-apart biltong cream cheese spiral bread. It's so good. It's so easy to make. But yeah, Father's Day is literally around the corner. So I thought, like, let me take all the things that I know my dad likes, and like biltong. Like,
Who
is it a
doesn't?
dad thing? It's an everyone thing, right?
I think it's an everyone thing, but particularly dads. I wonder why dads love biltong so much.
I don't know. So Woolies have got the new Angus beef biltong. The difference between this and normal beef is Angus is like prized for the fact that it's got a lot of marbling through the meat, and that's flavor. And then they got like using the traditional recipe of like the cumin seeds, the coriander seeds to actually cure the meat. It's all in here. This is so decadent and so delicious. So I thought, besides snacking on it, let me actually use it today in this bread. So I've got some bread dough that I've already rolled out, and I'm going to make the cream cheese filling. So in the bowl, I've got some cream cheese already in the bowl with some spring onions, and I've kind of like worked it together because it's quite cold here.
It's really cold. It's extremely cold.
Yeah, so I had to kind of work it in to get a bit soft. You can chop up your biltong if you want, if you're worried about having like too chunky, but I think it's perfectly fine, and it's so soft and tender. Just make sure to take this out when you add it to your mixture. It's a toothpick, because I mean, Woolies care for you so much. They actually gave you the toothpick already in the thing. I mean, next level. Thank you, Woolies.
It comes
Thank
with
you.
the toothpick. Thank you for always showing up for us. Woolies.
Always. So then to that, we're gonna add, let's see, some cheese. We've got some mature cheddar. We spoke about the fact that this is on Daily Difference. So you can go check it out now. Just open up the bag. I like the fact there's also got these easy seal things at the back. So when you're done, you just seal it over again and you're good to go.
Voila.
Yeah.
Making your life so convenient.
No more cheese that's in the fridge, that's like half wrapped. That's going like hard on the one side, soft on the other side. You know it, because you're laughing because you know it's true.
And it's such a waste because, for example, the hard side, you have to cut it off every time you want to use your cheese.
Exactly. No. We've got you covered now. So I've got the cheddar that's in there, the mature cheddar that's going to give us nice sharpness and a bit of that twang. Then I got the mozzarella, which is going to give us the stretchy, creamy cheese that we love so much. That's going in there. Just seal it up again.
And it's already grated, which is a plus.
It's already grated, exactly. So now we're talking about marinades, and I'm obsessed with marinades. Sauces in general. I think it's a great way to amplify a dish and just add so much more flavor. And we know that marinades tenderize meat as well. So what I've done now, Woolies have got these marinade in the bag, and then next week I'm going to demonstrate exactly how to use it. But it's so smart. In here is a bag ready for you to marinate your meat. So you open up the end over here and you add your chicken, your steak, your fish, slip it in the bag, squeeze the air out and seal it up again.
With your meat inside?
With your meat inside.
Okay.
And then, I mean, that's so thoughtful, that's so smart. So what?
Interesting.
It is. But I want the marinade that's inside because it's chipotle. You know what chipotle is?
What is chipotle?
It's a smoky jalapeno that's so smoky and delicious. It's good. It's really good. It's like,
It's so good. Like,
I mean,
I'm taken aback by the smell.
it's so beautiful and amazing. So I'm
using this braai sauce to
it's
make
in
these
there.
rolls.
I'm telling you. So we're not going to waste this bag because we're actually going to marinate some chicken in it later. So I'm keeping the bag on the side. There we go. Now we're going to mix this through. So spiral breads are really great because it's like bread you don't need to cut or slice. You literally just pull apart and you go. So like the flavors and the fillings are completely up to you. Whatever you want to add. You can make them sweet. You can make them like spicy if you want. It's totally up to you. So today's one is for the love of cheese and biltong. That's going in there. Like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. But besides the chipotle, if you wanted to go for any other marinades, Woolies have other marinades on the shelf right now. It's new as well. Fresh for Father's Day. And I want to try and use that sticky plum sauce soon. You have any ideas what you want to make with the sticky plum sauce?
I mean, we can make sticky chicken with chicken wings.
Yes.
Like, come on, Clem.
Okay, so South Africa, what would you make with your sticky plum sauce? Or with the peri-peri? Oh, and the other one we've got is the lemon and herb. Let us know, South Africa. We want to know what you would make.
My mouth is watering just thinking about all the different possibilities or options we can make
And imagine,
with the marinade.
Yeah, and I've got to still talk and my mouth is legit watering. Okay, so we've rolled out our dough to like a rectangle shape, and then we're going to just start folding it over like a sausage.
Just like that.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
I mean, get the family involved.
Get your family involved, and if you would like to get your hands on this awesome recipe for Father's Day or even for yourself, make sure to head on over to our website, expressoshow.com. It's really just that simple.
It's so easy. Okay, cool. We've rolled it up. Now we're going to cut into, try and get them equally sized because it's going to prove in the dish. Proving means it's going to rise again. So get them nice and equally shaped. And then you kind of look at the spiral side, you pack it into the container cut side up, and it's gonna bake off like this. It's gonna expand, so don't be worried. And then you're gonna see the beautiful spirals, but we're not done yet, Kuchle.
Okay, what else do we need to do?
Before it goes into the oven, you get some of this garlic butter that you spoke about.
Yeah?
And we're gonna brush our bread with the garlic butter
Of course.
before it goes in the oven like that. It's going to be golden, delicious, garlicky, delicious. So it bakes with it on. Then when it comes out,
Again.
another one.
Another one.
Another
Yeah,
one.
bo. Yeah, bo.
How amazing is this?
So delicious. Once again, you don't want to miss out on this recipe. Go to our website, expressoshow.com. Chef Clem, shout out to you for always hooking us up, man.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yay! Feel it. It is here. Welcome back, everybody, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. You know what? You can feel that here. It's a time of the day where we wish you, our loyal and loved viewers, a very happy birthday. And guess what? If you are celebrating today, you share it with none other than the beautiful face and shining personality, Georgia Smith, who turns 23 years old today.
Only
Now,
23?
I know, and she's already been slaying the game, but her real name is actually Georgia Alice Smith, and she's a British songwriter and singer. She's known for her heartfelt and streetwise R&B solo singles. People first fell in love with her debut studio album called Lost and Found, which peaked at #3 on the UK albums chart, and we believe that she still has so much more to offer. I mean, 23 years old, already on this platform. Her voice is soul food. She sings for everyone, for the gods. We love her. So happy birthday to you, Georgia Alice Smith.
Ah, love her, 23, and the best of many, many more years to come. Now time to celebrate and wish you a very happy birthday. We've got a third birthday today. This one is for Coburn. Happy third birthday to Coburn van Rooyen. Enjoy your special day, my big boy. This is from Ma Kathy, Uncle Trevor, Uncle Brandon, Nina, and Tilly. Happy birthday, my boy. And then Zion. Look at cute Zion. It's Zion's birthday today. What a beautiful name. I wish my boy Zion Hendricks a happy first birthday. May God bless you more. We love you a lot. This is from your mummy, your daddy, your brother Armani, your ma, and the extended family. Happy birthday, Zion.
So cute. And then the next one reads, we wish Vashaylin a happy birthday. God's richest blessings upon your life. We love you so much. And this comes from Tyron and Crizel. They love you so much. And then a happy 7th birthday, Mateo. May God continue to bless you with success and happiness. Enjoy your special day. We love you lots. And this comes from Omi, Papa G, and Zari. Look at that soccer player Ronaldo in the making.
Love it. It's also Tiana's birthday today. I wish my beautiful daughter Tiana Maharaj a happy 8th birthday. She's 8 years old. You bring so much joy into our lives. We love you, baby. More and more every day. Enjoy your special day. This is from Melissa Maharaj. And then Zeline celebrates her birthday today as well. 13th birthday. We thank the Lord for blessing you every day. May He bless you more with many more. Stay as sweet as you are. Welcome to teenagehood. Look after yourself and take care. And this is from your mommy and your daddy and the rest of the family. Such an exciting time to turn 13.
I know.
Hey, that switch from 12 to 13.
Just even have a birthday today. But of course, if you would like to send your loved one a birthday message, all you have to do is send your videos to 071-640-6551, or better yet, email your wishes to birthdays@cordova.tv. It's a Thursday. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, listen, if you are over 50 or you're in the 50s, this is going to be very exciting for you because Dominic Tarr is giving us a bit of a chat with Raul on how to keep fit.
As we commemorate Care for Your Grandparents Month and the Go Turquoise for the Elderly campaign, we turn our focus to fitness for seniors, which will help them live longer and feel stronger well into their old age. Now, wellness consultant and co-founder, as well as coach of 50 Fit, Dominic Tarr, will be leading us through a workout for those over 50s, which will help them become the strongest and fittest versions of themselves. Dom firmly believes with the right approach, there is no limit to how strong you can become at any age. Dom, how are you doing this morning?
Fantastic. So excited to be here. And thank you so much for inviting me.
It's an absolute pleasure, especially having such a vibrant soul in our studio. Now, I believe you're turning 50 soon. So how have you managed to stay so fit at this age?
Yes, well, I think this is my big mission in life, is to get out there and to share to other people this age that you can keep on becoming stronger and fitter at this age. So I have been training functional fitness for almost 6 years now, and I have just found that I'm becoming stronger every year. And so I've got this absolute desire to share this, especially with other women who are this age. Don't think that because you are 50 that you can't get stronger and fitter.
I absolutely love that sentiment. I think it's so important, especially for those nearing that halfway mark through the century. But now tell us more about your 50 Fit classes and the classes that you have for over 50s. Why is it so important to start a class like this?
I think the most important thing for me is that people this age need to realize that you are starting to lose muscle mass. It's a process of aging, and specifically at about the age of 50. You start to lose about 3% muscle mass every year. And a lot of people believe that, oh, well, that's just what happens when you age. But you can fight this. In fact, you can turn it back with the correct training. So training the right way, focusing on strength, resistance, fighting gravity, and not burning yourself out, which also stress and inflammation accelerate that muscle loss. So there's definitely a different approach when you get to this age.
I think that's so awesome. Now, what fitness tips can you give to seniors with that limited mobility, especially to help them kind of keep strong and fit during the age?
I like to coach functional movement patterns rather than isolated movement. So I think the conventional method of training would be go to the gym, go to the machine, do some bicep curls. What I really believe is that you need a holistic approach to strength at this age. You need to strengthen your body as a whole, as a functioning unit. So if you have limited mobility, there is no problem. We can adjust the movements according to that. So the movements that we train mimic your movement in daily life. Sitting to standing, that's a squat. Imagine becoming so dependent that somebody has to help you out of a chair. And I think that's just the exciting part about this kind of training, is that we help you stay more independent for longer. You can have more energy and more strength so that you can get older with more freedom.
Dom, I absolutely love the words that you are preaching out here in the studio. I think it's so important. I mean, even myself, I'm struggling as I get older, dealing with these little niggles and almost deciding, I wonder if I should just pack it away. But instead, you are just inspiring myself, and I think everybody else out there that is looking for another way to unlock this beautiful vessel that we have. And by the sounds of it, it sounds like we can even upgrade it, and it doesn't matter what age that comes at. So you're talking about functional fitness, and I'm so excited because I believe later on you're going to take us through one of your special workouts. Is that correct?
Yes. I've got a wonderful workout for basic functional fitness movements, and I want to show you how you can scale it to absolutely any limitation.
Brilliant, Dom. All right, guys, let's stay tuned. We will be catching up with Dom and doing that incredible workout, and you all have no excuse. Check it out.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Now, earlier on the show, we were chatting to Dom Tar. She is a 50 Fit enthusiast from Shield Fitness, and she's about to share with us another incredible workout that anybody can do at home. Dom, you still with us?
I am there. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm excited too. So I've got my bath towel, I've got my chair. I believe we don't need any more equipment other than that. So let's get started. Where do we begin with the first exercise?
The first one is my favorite exercise. It is a good morning.
Oh, good morning to you, Dom, and to the rest of you people out there.
You're going to stand with your feet directly below your hips.
Okay.
And your feet, if you look down at your feet, they look like train tracks. They are facing straight ahead of you.
All right, I am on the tracks. I'm on the train line. I'm ready.
Then you're going to engage your glute muscles. So you're going to squeeze your butt.
Okay,
And it's going
squeezing
to
the
feel as
glute.
though your feet are screwing into the floor a little bit. You'll see my quad muscles turn out slightly.
Yes.
So we are nice and engaged. Our bum muscles are squeezed. Then I want you to put your hands behind your head. You can just lightly touch the back of your head with your fingers. And you're just going to gently press your elbows back. So now we're opening up the chest nicely. Then what I want you to do is I want you to put a little slight bend in your knee, keeping your back nice and upright. And then I like to explain it like this. You're going to close the car door with your bum while you show your t-shirt pattern to your friend over there. Nice, straight back. You go as far as you can until your hamstrings tell you to stop. You'll know. You bend, 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 straight back, and eventually you'll feel that you can't go any further.
When I'm moving down, hinging at the hip, I believe you mentioned to me, and I love that cue of trying to close the car door with your bum. So when I'm in that position, I'm feeling quite a bit of a sharp stretch in the back of the leg here. Is that correct? Am I supposed to be feeling that, and am I doing it correctly?
That is fantastic. That means that your hamstrings are engaged. You should feel it in the back of your leg here. That is perfect. That is
All right.
100%.
Beautiful exercise coming through from Dom on this one here, and I think it's a lovely mannerism and how you intentionally telling people to hinge at the hip by closing that car door. I haven't heard that term before, and I think it's a brilliant example of how everybody at home can focus on hinging at the hip when it comes to squatting, when it comes to this good morning exercise as well. I think it's a great way to actually access and actually unlock the glutes and stimulate them while maintaining that good neutral spine, because a lot of us often curve around when we do this exercise, so it's important closing that car door. I think that's a lovely description of the good morning. I think everybody's now itching to get straight into the rest of exercises.
The next one is a beaut. It is a chair burpee. So we know how everybody loves a burpee. The full burpee is usually dropping to the floor and standing up again. For this age group, we like to use the chair. It's the same stimulus, but you're not having to go as far down. So you can get a chair, you can just put your towel to the side. So a chair burpee, you put your hands on your chair, you step back into a nice plank position. Two things to note in the plank position is that you need to be pushing into the chair. You must push away so that you are pushing your shoulder blades apart. And the second thing to be careful of is that you're not sagging into your lower back. So I want you to think, engage my core, belly button to spine, squeeze my bum, and we make a nice tight plank. Then you're stepping back to your chair, and you can clap your hands above your head.
I think this is lovely. I know a lot of guys and women as well in this position often struggle with that lower back pain. So I think this is a great way to alleviate that by using the chair just to kind of reduce the gravity that you're experiencing and also increase the ability to do the exercise more effectively. And then at the same time, I think it allows us to engage those muscles a lot more prominently. So this is a brilliant graded down version. It's a burpee, but we're actually using a chair for this. I've never actually seen this one before, so I am loving this. It's a brilliant exercise to also allow everybody out there to have no excuse. Dom, we've got time. Yeah, Dom, we've got time for one more exercise. Can you please give us a goodie so that we can share it with the rest of the world and get them up out of bed and get them warm during this winter morning?
Yes, okay, well then let's do the towel.
Perfect.
You know how many things you can do with a towel? It is amazing. I want to show you how you can do a towel row. You can do this sitting in your chair or you can do it on the floor. Let's sit on the floor just to make this different. So
All right, I've got my towel, I'm on the floor, and I'm ready.
Okay. If your hamstrings are very tight and you cannot sit with a nice straight back with your legs straight, you can bend your legs a little bit. The important thing here is that you've got a nice upright posture. Wrap it around your feet.
Okay, I'm in that position. I've got it wrapped around my feet.
Awesome. Now what you're going to do is you are simply going to first and foremost make sure that your shoulders are back and down. You can imagine your shoulder blades are going into your back pocket. And then you just pull on your towel. Give it a good pull and you will feel how your muscles in the back of your shoulders, down your sides, everything starts to engage.
Definitely, Dom. I'm feeling it in the lats here, in between the scaps as well. There's a little bit on the arms. I think this is a great posterior chain exercise. I feel like the whole entire region of the back is getting stimulated on this one. And it's great. I'm just using a towel, and it looks like we're just sitting down here, but we're actually putting some effort into it. So if you guys didn't hear that, we're pulling against the towel. So we're pulling away from our feet and almost trying to get our hands to come towards our body, but the towel will stop us from doing that, and it's providing a lot of resistance. So Dom, this is just an exceptional exercise. Thank you so much for sharing this workout with us. And I'm sure the viewers at home are going to absolutely love it. Guys, tag us in this workout and let us know what you thought of Dom's incredible 50 Fit session. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Dom, thank you so much for being in the studio this morning.
It is a pleasure. Enjoy the workout.
Well, thank you so much.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, Ryle. So let's reward you now. Let's put some nutrients back in that body now that you've had a little bit of exercise. And June is also World Avo Month. I love Avo, so I love June. And we hope that you have been adding lots of this incredibly healthy treat, I think, to your meals. It really does pack a punch. This week, we are starting quite an unusual Avo recipe that may sound out of the norm. It does. I was a little bit surprised by it, but trust me, the end result is absolutely delicious. I am told it's a baked chicken and avocado meatball. Comfort food for winter, but I'm thinking you could use this in such a myriad of ways.
Yes.
Well done on creating something that we have never done in this kitchen before. That's always cool.
Yes, and I think previously I've done avos that are actually grilled, and the other day I did an avo that I actually poured some caramel sauce over it, and it is divine. It's so versatile, and it's so delicious and nutritious.
And it has its own month, which I absolutely love. So there's some beautiful fresh ingredients going to this as well, which is fantastic. And I like the fact that, I mean, you could pop this in like a soup, or you could, I mean, you could literally take it that wintry route, but we're going for something quite summery and fresh, almost a little bit Mexican in its vibe.
Yes, it is a bit Mexican. The avo is basically from Mexico. I think 500 years BC, it was found in Mexico. So it's very, very old, but I'm so grateful it's still with us. Really,
and we get really good avos in South Africa. We export a huge amount because our avos are so good, but we have, they've extended the growing season. I got to meet the Avo Growing Association.
Yes.
And they've done so much to ensure that we get the best of our avos here, which is great.
Every month, so it's not like so seasonal. So you get them basically from March to November. So it's amazing.
Love it, and all their varieties. Okay, so what's going on? So you've minced some chicken.
I've got some mince here, so I'll put my egg in, your normal mixture that you do with any fricadella.
Yeah.
Some onion, some minced onion, some breadcrumbs to keep it together a bit, or to juice a bit up. Always a bit of garlic, beautiful garlic, and some dried herbs. But you can put in fresh herbs, any herbs that you like. And what I like here, it's all the courgettes that's going in.
Ooh,
so you're getting that extra veggies in, and it bulks it up as well. And then we're going to put the avo in. The most important thing, we're going to slice this avo and put it inside here and mash it up. And the reason why we're putting an avo in here is definitely for flavor, but the chicken hasn't got a lot of fat. So the avo adds healthy fat.
I was going to say,
Your-
because it is high in fat, but all the best kind of fats.
Yes.
Really, really good for you.
Yes, so you just mash your avo up, and then I'm just going to mix this all together with my hands. I'm going to get stuck in here
Do
with
it.
my hands.
Do it and shape those fricadelles. When you talk about the incredible history of this amazing fruit, get this, okay, so that's archaeologists in Peru, they, in Central America, they first discovered this incredible fruit in Incan mummies, or it's called the fruit of the gods, and it was reserved for, literally for royalty, or for those that held very high stature within in the church, but it was discovered with Incan mummies dating back to 750 BC. That is incredible. And there is evidence, in fact, that avocados were cultivated in Mexico, as you said, as early as 500 BC, which makes it the domestication of the avocado about as old as the wheel. That's incredible. Avocados were once a luxury food reserved, as I said, for the tables of royalty. But I think for me, as a dad, which makes us modern day royalty, I'd love this in my Father's Day recipe.
I'm just so happy that it's not reserved for royalty anymore, that we can eat it, the plebs, we can eat it. So I'm just going to heat this up. I'm going to throw the tortilla on here. Just heat it up. You put that in the oven for about 30 minutes to bake.
Okay.
You don't fry it, so it's also very healthy. So we're just going to fry this up, burn this up, and then we're going to fill it, while that's going, we're going to fill it with some fresh coriander, some lime, some salsa. I think this is fine for the show. Look at that.
There
Bit
we
of
go.
I'm going to add that there.
How would you recommend doing that if you don't have a gas hob?
You can put it in the oven.
Okay.
You can put it in the oven or in a normal pan. And just heat it up over there. Of die braai. Just gooi it over the braai. You know, we love a braai. So we're just going to add our beautiful fricadella there. Some freshly cut coleslaw. It's for the beautiful crunch.
Oh, and you want a bit of texture with something like this.
Yes, and then we're going to add some salsa, tomato salsa for a bit of acidity. Some chili flakes for heat. Picante peppers. I love this. This is one of my favorite additions. And some coriander.
This has got a very Mexican flavor profile, actually. This is lovely.
Coriander. And then always a bit of
Got to have some lime.
Squeeze of lime. And it's just that final touch. There we go. I'm done, Graham. Look at this. How quick was that?
It was quick.
Beautiful,
it's beautiful.
healthy
It
dish.
looks
Look at that.
amazing. How else would you use these chicken fricadelles, do you think?
Yes, I can put them in a pita. You can put them over pap even. You can use your pap. It is absolutely divine.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to send you 2 places to get more inspiration. If you want this recipe, of course, you can go to expressoshow.com. We've got all of the recipes that we would create on the show, so you can go and find out exactly what's gone into this beautiful recipe. But I would suggest you also go to avocados.co.za to get more avocado inspiration, probably some awesome facts about the incredible history, but also maybe some great recipe inspiration. Find out more about the versatility, as you've proven, of this incredible fruit of the gods, as we call it. Absolutely beautiful. And now your fricadelles are amazing. Well done. And of course, we are so lucky to have ample avocados in season just about all the time here in South Africa. So make sure that you enjoy it and give one to your dad this Father's Day.
Yes.
Add an avo, nurtured in South Africa.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. This is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso. We're live on SABC3 on this beautiful Thursday morning, all turquoised out.
Yes.
For the elderly, and we love it. Now, we are talking giving and charity, and we know that the idea of giving and charity starts within. That certainly doesn't mean that it ends with us too. South Africa, we really are known for our unity and our resilience, and we're calling on all of you at home to help. And, you know, when it comes to this time, we need as many people to band together, to come together, to challenge each other to help. We've got this thing called the Challenge Atami, which I absolutely love. The idea is that we tap into our various networks, whether it be friends, family, or at the workplace, or neighborhood groups, or communities, and we challenge them to donate and subsequently keep the challenge going. So there's no amount too small or too big, as we have seen. If 1 million South Africans donated 10 rand each, that would be a collective amount of 10 million rand.
Absolutely, and you know, just given our vast and wide networks, thanks to social media and technology at this moment, we are able to access multiple people and communities instantly. Now, this is one of the most powerful ways we've seen this of spreading the word and to call on our peers to assist and contribute to Woolworths and Gift of the Givers Fill a Bag campaign. You know, the more people you reach out to, the more we are all able to help out those people in need.
Yeah, indeed. Now, today, I think I'm going to be nominating our very own studio director, Lucian Albertine, to make a donation. Where's Lucian? Lucian, there's Lucian. Lucian, you are nominated.
Put your money where your mouth
challenged.
is.
Well, firstly, I know everything was happening in the studio and the show.
Yeah.
And the fact that you guys kept this as a secret, accept your challenge. Okay.
Yeah. I hope you've already downloaded the SnapScan app, because we've been speaking about it.
For a while, so...
Okay, great. Solution is donating there. And remember, if you don't have SnapScan, then you can also use your banking app to scan the QR code, which is on your screen right now. Or visit woolworths.co.za/together we will for more information on how to make an EFT donation. Lucian, are you winning?
Yes, I am. I'm connecting right now.
Okay. There we go.
And that is so quick and effortless. And the best part is, I made a tangible difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
So, I nominate you. You know what? You at home, I nominate you to get involved, support this cause, and I'm gonna nominate every single person in the studio.
And I know you
Make
will.
a difference in somebody's life.
Ah, man, Lucian, that is really beautiful. If there's one thing we know about Lucian, is that he is going to be challenging every single person here to do it. But the people here are so giving. They've got such big hearts. They all will be doing it so willingly.
Absolutely. So far, Woolies has managed to raise 832,691 rand 75 cents thanks to your collective effort. This means that 1,343 bags donated and 282,268 meals out of their 1 million meals goal have been donated. But the challenge doesn't stop there. There are still so many South Africans in need of our help and generosity. Like Lucian, he has nominated you, so why not nominate someone you know too, maybe your friends, your family, and join in as we all, you know, band together to help those in need.
Did you come right there, Lucian? Did your donation go through?
Yep, as you can see on camera. 500 rand.
Wow. Lucian has donated 500 rand today. What a giving man. That is absolutely beautiful. And the challenge is on. Nominate all of your loved ones, your family, your community to get involved in this absolutely amazing campaign. www.woolworths.co.za/together we will for more information. It's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucian. And as we move into the second hour of the show, time now to catch up on our national news headlines. At least 8 people have been killed and 32 injured after a sugarcane truck ploughed into 10 vehicles and pedestrians at Jozini in northern KwaZulu-Natal yesterday. Many of the injured were in a serious or critical condition. Transport Minister Vagile Mbolula said the driver initially said his brakes failed, but subsequent investigations have found that he may have been driving under the influence of alcohol. Investigations are ongoing to ascertain more details on the cause of the accident. Jozini police have opened charges of culpable homicide. In the Eastern Cape, government yesterday met with liquor trader associations where it was decided to cooperate in the fight against alcohol abuse in the province. This after Premier Oscar Mabuyane petitioned the national government to reinstate the ban on the sale of alcohol. Well, Yane says since the resumption of sales, the province has recorded 3,141 cases linked to alcohol in just 1 week. Amongst others, a joint working committee made up of liquor manufacturers, liquor associations, the police and the provincial government was established. In broadening our scope on the international front, the UK is likely to be hit hardest by COVID-19 among major economies. The Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development has warned Britain's economy is likely to slump by 11.5% in 2020, outstripping falls in countries such as Germany, France, Spain and Italy. In its latest assessment, it was found that the UK's largely service-based economy meant that it had been particularly badly hit by the government's lockdown restrictions. The services sector include financial services, hospitality and tourism. That makes up about 3/4 of the UK's GDP. Then Ethiopia's parliament yesterday approved an extra year in office for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed after the August elections were postponed. The resolution extends the terms of federal and regional lawmakers and the executive branch of the government for between 9 and 12 months. Abiy took power in Africa's second most populous country in 2018 and has since rolled out a series of reforms allowing greater freedoms in what had long been one of the continent's most repressive states. For his efforts, he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. And now, heartwarming news concerning wild dogs in Limpopo. In a joint effort by the Endangered Wildlife Trust, Lapalala Wilderness Reserve and Tinswalo Lapalala, a free-roaming pack of 10 wild dogs has been successfully captured and relocated to Lapalala Wilderness Reserve in Limpopo Province's Waterberg area. So in 2018, there were only a female and a male spotted in the Waterberg, but the couple has since successfully raised 2 litters. Unfortunately, they started going for livestock. There was not sufficient natural prey in the area, so it was decided to relocate them. And apparently they are so comfortable in their new digs that the alpha female has had a litter of pups. So at present they are being kept in a boma, but will be set free in the reserve when the pups are strong enough, probably in August. And exciting news is that you can still watch the little ones 24/7 as 3 individual bush cams have been positioned to focus on the den site and the feeding site and the water hole that they use. The African wild dog is one of the world's most endangered mammals, with only about 6,500 left on the continent. And now, turning our gaze to the world of entertainment, Mzansi celebs have expressed their heartbreak and outrage after news of the gruesome deaths of Tshegofatso Pule and Naledi Pangindawo shocked the nation this week. Both ladies are alleged to have lost their lives to femicide at the hands of their respective partners. The hashtags Justice for Tshegofatso and Justice for Naledi have been in use since Monday for the public to pay their respects to their families. Rapper Casper Novast, he asked how men are still killing women, even when everything that's happening in the country as we speak. Actress Bonnie Mbuli lamented, saying, "My heart is so heavy. What do South African women have to do for gender-based violence to become an urgent national agenda?" Others have been seeking reform from government and encouraging others to do the same. Lerato Sengari's wife of late hip-hop star Double HP was recently a victim herself of an attempted mugging while out on her morning jog. She tagged the Minister of Women, Mayita Nkona, in a tweet saying, "We've heard these statements that government will do everything to ensure justice is served, but we are still being butchered. Nothing has been done. We are living in fear. Help." And that's where we leave our headlines for our 8 o'clock bulletin. Let's take a look at the weather.
What a heartbreaking way to round up the news headlines, but thank you so much, G, for that. With those sunrise pictures that you've sent through, this one comes from Musibusiso Mkhosana. He wishes us a happy Thursday with this beautiful sunrise picture taken from his home in Johannesburg. Joburg can expect mostly sunny conditions today with a high of 18 degrees. One of our trusted fitness experts, Cindy Abrahams, captured the stunning sunrise picture while out on a morning run in Rondebosch East in the mother city. Cape Town can expect mostly cloudy and cold conditions with rainfall reaching a maximum temperature of 13 degrees. Cindy says that as the sun rises each morning, it presents us with a new day to focus on our health and opportunity to build up resistance to COVID-19. Thank you for your wise words, Cindy, and thank you, Musibusiso Mkhosana, for sending in your sunrise pictures. We hope that you both have a great day. This morning, the Western Cape and much of the country are in the grip of an extreme cold spell, but the good news is that you could have been living in Christchurch or Dunedin on New Zealand's South Island. They're also experiencing a cold snap at the moment, but with quite a difference in minimum temperatures. Meteorologists have warned that people would need to dig out their warmest winter woolies as the worst of the monster high is due to hit the island by Saturday morning. Black ice and temperatures as cold as negative 15 degrees Celsius in some low-lying areas are forecast. Aren't we glad that we are not there? But let's bring it closer to home and look at our temperatures. The South African Weather Service has warned that gale force winds, thunderstorms and snow can be expected in parts of the country today with heavy rainfall in the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape. Polokwane can expect a low of 5 degrees, reaching a maximum of 24. The highest temperature in the country for Mbombela at a low of 11, reaching a high of 30. Plenty of sunshine for Pretoria at a maximum of 21 and a minimum of 2 degrees. Mostly sunny for Jozi Maboneng at temperatures ranging from 1 as the minimum, reaching a maximum of 18. Mahikeng, your start to the day starts off at -2, reaching a high of 18. Klerksdorp also in the negatives at -1, reaching a maximum of 17. We're sticking to the negatives in Kimberley as well with a low of -2, reaching a high of 12 degrees. Bloemfontein is going to be a really cold start for you as well with -5, reaching a maximum of 11. Sunny and very warm for Richards Bay though, with a maximum temperature of 26 and a minimum of 16. Partly sunny and cooler with a couple of showers for Pietermaritzburg at a low of 6 degrees, reaching a high of 21. A gentle easterly breeze of 17 kilometers an hour for Durban, South Africa's playground, at a low of 14, reaching a high of 24. Now we're bringing it down to the Eastern Cape's Kalimtata. 5 is your low, reaching a high of 18. And plenty of sunshine and breezy with a fresh westerly breeze of 33 kilometers an hour for East London at a low of 1 degrees, reaching a high of 13. Sunny and windy for Cradock, -113. Port Elizabeth, 918. The windy city, of course, you can expect some wind today. Partly sunny and rain in spots for George at a minimum temperature of 7, reaching a maximum of 15. And the coolest start to the day for Sutherland at a -6 rather, reaching a high of 0 degrees. Oh, it's going to be a snowy day. Remember to please capture some snow if you see some in your part of Sutherland. Cape Town, rainy day, 613. Mostly cloudy and cold for showers, with showers for Worcester at a low of 2 degrees, reaching a high of 8. Uppington, your range for the day starts off at 0, reaching a maximum of 12 degrees. Now remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, make sure to have yourselves a fantastic Thursday morning. And as we are going Turquoise for the elderly today, here's how you can befriend a grandparent.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast show, and as always, we strive to bring the feel good every single morning, Jamie Lee. Now, we know that the elderly are one of the most at-risk groups for the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's for that family members have been ordered to stay away from one another during this lockdown. But with social distancing comes the potential of loneliness, especially for our elderly living by themselves. So how do we combat this?
Well, Sylvia Klopper, the Managing Director of Care Champ, a business that provides quality home care services, has started an online initiative called Befriend a Grandparent that sees grandparents being matched and connected with volunteers of all ages for regular conversations. And we actually have them online now. Welcome to the show, ladies. Hi.
Thank you. Hello.
Sylvia, let me talk to you first. Talk to us about how the idea of this initiative came about.
Yeah, so thanks so much for having us on the show, first of all. As Jamie Lee, you mentioned, we are all about providing home care services, mostly to the elder, across South Africa as Care Champ. And one of the major challenges we have seen is loneliness amongst the elder and social isolation. So it is not a new thing, but of course, the coronavirus epidemic has really shone a new light on the fact that there is more help and more creative ideas required to combat loneliness. So we have seen in the UK a similar initiative and have looked around a bit globally of what's out there, and putting a bit here and there certain ideas together, Befriend a Grandparent initiative has been born.
It sounds like such an amazing project, but Sylvia, maybe you can tell us, have grandparents been using it and how successful has it been?
So we've only just recently launched, but I think on the success, actually, probably Emily and Leanne can even tell a bit more about it, because those are two people that we have connected. On the volunteer friend side, we have seen incredible uptake. Really, it is wonderful to see how South Africans are interested in connecting to grandparents and finding and learning from different generations and offering their help in these difficult times. On the grandparent side, we still see a bit of shyness. Different options that people have to sign up are, for example, coming to our website, which is www.carecham.co.za, carecham.co.za, and there you will see a prominent call out that says befriend a grandparent, and here you can choose to either sign up as a friend or as a grandparent.
Now let's speak to our honorary grandparent, Grandma Emily. Thank you very much for being part of our chat as well. So how did you hear about this initiative, and what has your experience been like thus far?
Well, I've known Carecham for more than 2 years already. And I'm sure that there's a lot of older people that you can't go through life without a friend or without talking to one another. It helps you through the day, not being alone all the time. So I think it's a wonderful idea.
That's so beautiful. Leanne, maybe you can take us through your experience. I mean, you're young, you must have friends you communicate with a lot. What motivated you to step out and become a friend to a grandparent that you've never met before?
So I think for me, I mean, I love the idea of fostering friendships across generations. I don't have any surviving grandparents, so I have little access to that generation. And it really just created nostalgia and reflection for me on the things that are really important, and especially during COVID, which is family. And I really just think we need to start thinking how we get creative and how we combat social distancing, and look to lift the collective spirit.
And you certainly are doing that, Leanne. Wow. Sylvia, so tell me, who can be a friend? Do you have a certain screening process that you go through, and how do you go about pairing a grandparent with a friend?
So we are very open to anybody can be a friend. If you're under 18, you need the approval from a legal guardian. So that will be part of the sign-up process. It's even because it is a virtual initiative, it is open globally. And then on our sign-up process, several questions are asked, such as language skills, such as what are your interests? Because on interests, we see there's obviously a lot of ability to pair the right people with each other. And then from the screening process, we specifically screen on the friend side, just to make sure the grandparents are safeguarded. So there are a few questions on the social links, optional video to upload, as well as our office will make a phone call to the friend to pre-screen.
Love that. Now, I actually want to throw it back to you, Leanne. It's, of course, Youth Month. It's great to look at what the youth have achieved, but could this be an avenue for them to give back as well?
I hope so. I think there's so much knowledge to be shared. And I would ask anyone that has some spare time to connect with people that they wouldn't ordinarily come across in their daily lives.
Now, Sylvia, finally to you, just maybe you could rehash that information about where people need to go to in order to gain more information about befriending a grandparent and how they can become part of this incredible initiative.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we'd love for everyone to come to www.carecham, that's carecham.co.za. There you will find all the information to sign up, either as a grandparent or on behalf of a grandparent if you're a family member, or as a friend. Alternatively, you can also call our office on 087 944 6299, and we'll be more than willing to help you in the process and do everything from our side to help you.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, Grandma Emily, to you, Leanne, and Sylvia, thank you very much for joining us once again.
Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, man. That's certainly the kind of stuff that warms your heart in the morning when you start your day. Hey? So go out there. If you have the time, you have the energy to do it, befriend a grandparent, and there's no telling what you could gain from an experience like that. It could be a very enriching experience for you as well, to learn from somebody of a previous generation, isn't it?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're with your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso here on SABC3. Now, the season that we're currently experiencing is all about cozy and huggable knitwear, clean lines, essential finishing touches, and layering. It's time to bring back the swag into your wardrobe. Digital content creator and stylist Shiraz Reddy joins us right now live to chat about the latest fashion styles and tips. He also shares some insight on how we can keep the swag alive with classic and timeless pieces. Shiraz Reddy, welcome back to the Style Workshop. We know that Father's Day is creeping upon us, and now's the perfect time to treat your dad with, some cozy and extra huggable winter wear from Woolworths. What are some of the essential items that every dad should have this winter?
I am a firm believer in my top 5. Starting with a really good quality crisp shirt. Not only is it an investment in winter, but all year round. Okay, definitely a white shirt. And just on top of that, I would always do a really good knit. And this season, Woolies has got a whole lot. They've got some really basics all the way through to something with a bit of a stripe and a bit of a cable knit for the riskier dad. But definitely a good chunky knit, similar to what you're wearing today, okay? You've done well there in representing. And then also a good puffer jacket, whether it be, a sleeveless one or a long sleeve one, really good all season. Definitely something you want to have in winter, definitely. Or for the dad that's a little bit more risky and a little bit more edgy, a good denim jacket, and Woolies has got one with the mohair detail on the collar at the moment as well. I love that. And then something else that I'm a firm believer in is accessorizing in winter, and I believe that dad should have a good beanie, a good scarf, and a good pair of gloves. And if you don't want to do a bit of a beanie, a bit of a peak cap also works really well in winter, just to go from head to toe with a really good outfit. And if you want to team it up with a pair of good chinos or denims, Woolies has got you on that as well.
It sounds like a nice combination of some seasonal outfits and wear pieces, as well as some nice classics as well. But a lot of men seem to think that they must dress a certain way. For example, age appropriate. How can we use timeless and classic pieces to keep the dad swag alive?
I always say that personal style is definitely something that you want to always ensure that starts with comfort. If you're comfortable in the look, no matter the style, no matter the trend, you good to go. Start with comfort and then go to fit. If the fit is something that you feel comfortable in, we're good to go. Then you've already started with your primary basis, right? I always say for the, those that are not wanting to do a bit of a skinny jeans, I'm going to start with pants. If you don't want to do a bit of a skinny leg, start with a straight cut or a slim fit. It's a good way to get that skinny vibe, but in a more, cylinder way, right? And a good fit and comfort is always key. And also keeping your lines plain and clean and simple is a good way to go. Also with color, you don't want to go too bold or too bright, or you don't want to start out with a pattern. You want to start with a base color. Always start with a dark and then work your way to a lighter. That's a great way, to do away with this whole age stigma and dressing age appropriate, because I believe every dad, no matter his age, has swag somewhere out there. It's just by dusting it off. A little bit of a diamond in the rough and giving it a bit of a new look.
I can already picture all the different dads just, swagging it up with their beanies, their denim jackets, their turtlenecks. It's a winter fashion extravaganza. What is the one fashion item that's a favorite amongst everyone and something that, anyone, no matter their age, can wear?
I must just say something that I am a big fan of is a bomber jacket. You can't go wrong with it in winter. You absolutely can't. Also, it's a great item that you can wear from day to night, whether you're wearing it to the office or to work or for your morning walk during lockdown. And then maybe in the evening you're chilling with the family.
Now, we know that Father's Day is around the corner,
Absolutely.
and it's a stressful time when you don't know what to get your dad. What fashion item is the best to get for your dad or your grandfather or father figure during this time?
I always say, gone are the days of just buying a good pair of socks that you're going to stuff into a mug and wrap it up, right? I'm not doing that. I say, start dad or granddad or any fatherly figure out with a good knitwear. You can't go wrong with a good pullover. You can't go wrong with a really good sleeveless knitwear as well. And I say, if you want to also just reintroduce that they've got swag, definitely start with a bolder color. A deep blue. Woolies has got a really great shades of gray and black at the moment. Maybe even a stripe item. So I would say a good gift is knitwear this winter for Father's Day.
Ah, there you have it, a personal stylist for all of our dads out there. Shiraz ready. Where and what would we be without you? Thank you so much for sharing your dad swag with us this morning.
Yes!
Yes!
Thank you, guys.
And I'm sure that when you've got your dad all of that fashion and that swag from Woolworths, he'll be screaming, yes! Remember all the bad jokes, the big hugs, and all the times that made you smile? Well, get him a little something to say thank you, Dad. You can shop all of these cozy and extra huggable winter wear from Woolworths in store, online, or on the Woolworths app. Happy shopping.
Thank you so much, Shiraz. Hopefully the dads are feeling special. If you want a way to make your dad feel special, inspiration is on the way.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
So if you're stuck in a bit of a rut, a dinner rut, or maybe need a little inspiration for Father's Day just around the corner, you're in luck. Our Olive Pride spiced beef shawarma recipe is easy enough for the kids to throw together and rewarding with all its scrumptious flavors. Better than any takeout. It looks amazing. And now, this is my vibe. You're actually on point for my kind of flavor profile today. Frikadelles were amazing. This, I love a good shawarma.
It's so beautiful. The smell and the flavors are just insane of these dishes. It reminds me a lot of Morocco. They say Middle Eastern, but I love this. Takes me back to Morocco. I promise you that.
And I'm guessing that means lots of spice.
Lots of spice. So we're first going to add some, oops, there's a bit of blood over. Some Olive Pride to a very hot pan. Liberal amount. Yeah, because we're going to fry our steak off. So this is just like steak strips, beef strips, but you can use chicken strips. That will be just as delicious.
Even lamb, I suppose,
yes.
if you've got some, yeah.
If you've got lamb, but actually you'll chop doen. I will also do the whole chop and then put the whole chop in. What about that? So, but some paprika in here. So this is all the Middle Eastern one. Cumin, coriander, and we've got some chili.
Okay, good.
So, but if you've got kiddies, just omit the chili for sure. And I'm going to add quite a bit of salt.
And just make sure if they're going to be playing around with chili, I mean, my boy touches his face and his eyes every 3 seconds. That's been one of the biggest COVID lessons, trying to get him to learn how to not touch his face. But if you're going to be cooking with chili, just be aware, man. Just be very, very aware.
And so it's like a dry rub that you've created,
I was going to say, that
actually.
looks like a really
So we're just going to add that to our pan. And then you can leave that, and just for a few minutes. Remember, you don't want to overdo this, to over-fry this. So that is done. That's your meat done. You leave that. And then we're going to make a small little salad with some coarse lettuce. Not fancy lettuce, just a normal one you buy in the shop. I love that lettuce. I love the watery flavor of it. I just love it. Some tomatoes for color, cucumber. It's all like, you get like 5 or 6 veggies in with this dish. Beautiful red onions, slivered. I like to cut it lengthways like this when I do. It's just like beautiful in this dish.
It's more shawarma friendly as well.
And some mint for that fresh, fresh flavor. I'm just going to quickly grab this like this.
Because that for me is kind of essential with the shawarma, that you do want the pop of fresh ingredients as well. You need that, the texture, yes, as well, but you want that to balance the spice of the meat.
And then I'm going to make like a salad dressing here with a bit of yogurt.
Okay.
Like you can use fat-free yogurt or full cream and tahini. I'm not a very big fan of tahini.
Really?
I must be honest. Do you like it?
I love it. Hummus, tahini.
Yes.
Like, I've been living on shawarmas for the longest time. I absolutely adore that flavor combination.
And a bit of lemon zest and lemon juice for that to balance the whole dish out. So that is our little dressing. That is that.
So you've got crunch, you've got sour, you've got creamy, and then you've got the spice of the meat.
And I'm going to add this to our little salad. And I'm going to toss this together. And then I'm going to put some pepper and salt over here. Salt and pepper. Look how divine this is. It's even breakfast, and I'm like salivating.
I know, and it pops with colour as well, which is so important.
So this is that little salad. And I will actually just eat this with anything, So our steak is nearly done, Graham. And you just want it medium rare, or if you want it well done, do it well done. But I think this is perfect. Do you like it like this?
Yeah, oh no, perfect. I think with stripped steak like this, you don't want it to dry out too much, you know, or to get tough. So just a quick sear.
Let's
I think
just
it's definitely
take
the
a
way to
few
go.
of these things to the side here, because there's all these little dishes with all these beautiful ingredients. So all I've done here, I've put a pita in the microwave for about 20-30 seconds.
Okay.
And then it forms naturally this little pocket.
It makes a nice pocket and it's softer to work with. Cool.
And we're just going to add a little bit of the salad inside here. Smear it in. And you can put as much or as little as possible in here.
It must overflow. It must squelch all over your face when you're eating it. That's what a schwan is.
What I love about this is that you're eating with your hands. It's just so much nicer to actually eat with your hands. So I'm going to pop in a sliver of steak in here. And we are actually done, Graham. Look at this.
Wow. Oh man, it's fresh and it's nice and nutritious as well, which is, I know, a secondary thing when you're looking at.
And what I like about
delights,
the olive pride, it's like a neutral oil. It's just got like a little bit of an olive hint in it.
Just a hint.
Like a mixture, yeah. And it's perfect for frying, for baking. I actually want to add a bit of oil in this salad as well. It's actually just going to zhuzh it up a bit. Can you just imagine these flavors together?
Oh, absolutely adore that. And as a father myself, I can say that I would love to receive something like this on Father's Day. And it's simple enough for even my 3-year-old to weigh in and get his little hands dirty, creating these beautiful pockets of delight made with love by Clover, courtesy of our Olive Pride.
There we go.
Beautiful stuff. So if you'd like to find this full recipe and maybe do this for your father this Father's Day, you can find the full recipe along with all of our delights on expressoshow.com.
There we go.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. It's time for us to have a little bit of fun right now. What's better than dipping an oma on a cold winter's morning? Well, maybe when you get to hang out with one of your favorite friends in fashion, Shiraz Reddy. How are you doing this morning, Shiraz?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm really good, and you guys?
I just want to know, how does your eyebrows stay like that? Because, I mean, in lockdown, we are just looking out ratchet, but you are just slaying the game, is always looking fine.
I'm keeping a distance from my camera so that you guys can't really see the lockdown eyebrows that I've got going on.
You're looking all snatched and beautiful. So, Shiraz, this morning I see that you already have your coffee cup with you. In honor of those few seconds when you dip your rusk before it breaks off into your cup, we want to play a quick thinking game of 5 seconds. We have the rules. I've got a list of fun questions, and you have 5 seconds to answer each question with 3 answers. If you answer everything in time, I will personally send you a box of Oma rusks, new peanut butter rusks. Is that a deal?
Let's go. I'm ready.
But for this game, you're going head-to-head with Jamie Lee Domberg. Jamie, are you ready? Hey. I'm going to start off with you, Shiraz. Shiraz, this is your question. Remember, you have 5 seconds to give me 3 answers for each question. Name 3 people you'd love to share a coffee with.
Mom, Dad, and Oprah.
Right on time. He's got that right. Well done to you, Shiraz. Jamie Lee Domberg, the pressure is on. Name 3 winter fashion items you can't live without.
A jacket, a scarf, and a coat.
Right on time as well. Jamie, 1, Jamie, and 1, Shiraz. Let's see who's gonna come out victorious. Shiraz, name 3 reasons you'd invite someone over for tea.
Catch up, makeup, forgiveness.
Ah, Shiraz, you literally just missed it. You only gave me 2 in time. Just hope that Jamie fumbles a little bit so that you can get a box of Oma Rusts. Jamie, what are 3 things you should never say to your Oma?
I'm pregnant, I have a boyfriend, I don't know where I slept last night.
What? If you can't tell your Oma you're pregnant, who do you tell, Jamie Lee?
You don't tell, you just wait till she sees it.
Okay, Shiraz, you're back in the game, okay? Name 3 hot drinks.
Hot chocolate, latte.
There we go, right on time. Shiraz is leading Jamie Lee Domberg. This is your next question. Name 3 hot celebrities.
David Beckham, Idris Elba, Jimmy Nevis.
I love it so
Jimmy Nevis, always.
100%, 100%, 100%. This is your last one, Shiraz, okay?
Cool.
Name 3 clothing items that start with the letter S.
S. Scarf, snood, shirt.
Yes! Right on time! Look at you! Ooh, Jamie, this is the last question for you. What are 3 things you'd say to someone who stole your last rusk?
Why? Don't be that person. And how dare you, ma'am?
Oh, it's a tie, you guys. So both of you guys are getting a box of this Oma Rusk. Well done to both of you, Shiraz. Before we let you go, when is your best time to enjoy an Oma Rusk in the day?
Can I tell you guys? All day, every day. I'm always walking around with my box of Omas, okay? And I don't go nowhere. And I'm also that person that loves to tell people that if you have it in your bag as a snack, I'm your friend. We are together in the same WhatsApp group. We can hang out.
The same WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for joining us, Shiraz. This was absolutely fun. I hope that you have a fantastic morning further, okay?
You too, guys. Keep safe and keep warm.
Oh, man. Of course, you at home, to stand a chance of winning one of 3 Oma Rusk hampers worth 500 Rand, send us a photo of you dipping a rusk at either 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. The person who sends in the best photo for each hour will be crowned the winner and make it onto our 24-hour dipping challenge leaderboard. You have until 11 a.m. today to enter, so get on it. Remember, those T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Happy dipping, everybody.
With Oma Rusks, it's always dipping time. From the first thing in the morning right through to that midnight snack in bed. What is your favorite dipping time?
Well, the question is, what do you say to someone who's just stolen your last rusk?
Words that aren't fit for TV.
Yeah, no, I think my response, my reaction to that is just 2 letters.
Oh, man.
Listen, we did ask you on social media this morning. Of course, you know, we can always count on our elders to help us navigate through life. What words of wisdom have you received from your grandparents? Hashtag Expresso Show. Of course, all of this in honor of awareness of the elderly. We are donning our turquoise colors today, and it's so beautiful to see. I'm seeing so many of our crew members as well wearing little bits and pieces of their turquoise. We got some nice comments?
Yeah, we've got some fantastic comments. Thank you so much. Fiona Moody saying this: never turn a hungry mouth away from your door. And when you don't have to give, which will happen from time to time, remember to be gentle, caring and warm in your response to that person that she got from her granny Bertha. Beautiful, beautiful words.
I love it. Stunning, Fiona. And then we got another one. This one from Colleen Kinshela saying, morning fam. My granny always said, 1, respect has to be earned. 2, never let someone sleep without food. 3, please open a funeral cover for you. I love my gran with all my heart, but the day she left Earth, I thanked God because I knew she was relieved of all her pain. Wow, Colleen, yes, that's beautiful. Oh, man, beautiful. You gotta love it. You gotta love our grandparents.
Thank you so much for those messages, guys. Keep them coming. We'll connect with you on Expresso Show, morning show on Facebook.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. Now, while South Africans from all walks of life have understandably had to focus solely on their month-to-month or even day-to-day survival, it's important that those who have been financially impacted by COVID-19 also take some time to consider and plan their futures beyond the national lockdown. And so, to assist clients in this regard, Nedbank are offering multiple relief measures to those who have been affected and struggling to meet their home loan repayments. And here to provide more insight on these options that are available is Tozama Mochadibani from Nedbank. So great to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Katlego. Thank you very much for having me.
So Tozama, Nedbank is offering debt relief measures, commonly referred to as payment holidays, for those who have been adversely affected financially so by COVID-19. So let's talk about who qualifies for this.
Thank you. All our Nedbank home loans customers who have been impacted by the COVID-19 restrictions qualify for the different debt relief measures in place, dependent on their personal circumstances.
So that being said, if somebody had a bond for, let's say, R1 million and they're struggling to make their month-to-month payments, what options do they have to consider, and how will the payment holiday structure or restructure work for them?
We've got three options readily available. The first option is in an event of a temporary loss of income, where customers can defer their monthly installments up to 100% for a period of 3 months. In the event of a partial reduction of income or where household income has been impacted, customers can defer monthly installments up to 50% for the period of 3 months. In the event of permanent loss of income through retrenchment or small business closures, we've got our call center agents who will engage customers towards a long-term solution. As we do this, customers' credit profile are not impacted. This will not have a negative profile. At the end of the 3 months, Nedbank will then do what we call an automatic restructure. And what this automatic restructure does is that it will spread the accumulated amount over the period of the home loan term and make sure that customers have a fresh start and a clean slate. It is also important that in an event where customers are able to continue paying, they do so. We are reminded that, the interest, the fees, and the insurance continue to accumulate over this period. So it is absolutely important that customers are made aware, and if they can, to continue paying.
Well, I think it's wonderful news on two fronts, not just that these payment restructures are available, but that they won't be impacting your credit profile at the end of the day as well. Now, how long will these automatic restructures of payment be in place? Or is it something that you're going to, as a bank, take on a case-by-case assessment?
Okay. For now, payment holidays are for a period of 3 months. However, we remain guided by the COVID-19 regulation guidelines, whether we can go beyond the 3 months. In the event customers need our help beyond the 3 months, it is important that they contact us so that we can go through the situation together.
Now, unfortunately, because of the lockdown, because of COVID-19, some people have been retrenched and lost their employment permanently. What happens to someone like that?
We've got our skilled debt relief call agents who will handhold our customers. In the event of our customers forming part of our professional banking or small business clientele, they've got their relationship managers who will take them through this process. We are also working with our counterparts at Nedbank Insurance to handhold those customers who have got retrenchment cover, to say that for those customers, they would have already received a specific email or SMS that would alert them to this.
I think all round great news to hear how Nedbank is helping its clients out throughout this very, very challenging times. And speaking of which, where can those clients go to find out if they qualify for these payment restructuring options and also explore more options that are available to them?
We are available on our Nedbank website page, where we've got a dedicated COVID-19 page that talks to the different debt relief programs. Customers who have the Nedbank Money app also have access to that information. There is also our dedicated call center line where our customers can reach us. And should customers not have access to these different platforms, our Nedbank branches that are currently operational are available to provide that information. As we actively participate in flattening the curve, not all our branches are open. So it is important that they check that.
Absolutely. Memo Chadibani, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
So to explore the financial relief options that are available to you, you can go online via the Nedbank website or the Money app, or you can call the dedicated debt relief call center number. That is, of course, 0860 110 702. I'll say that number again for you, 0860 110 702.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
Since the lockdown, colorful images of rainbows have appeared in windows across the world. The Crazy Store wants you to bring your rainbow artwork in store to fill their windows with hope. And for every rainbow artwork received, you'll get 10% off of your purchase.
Well, that's not all. Plus, a free helium balloon to take home. Now, rainbows are a symbol of hope in many cultures and promises of better times to come. So, go on and unlock the crazy at the Crazy Store.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Can you hear the rain in the background? Oh yes, it's raining, the glorious pause of rain, winter rains here in Cape Town. And our sea levels, well, rather water levels, they're rising, and we're so blessed to have that. But today, we're all about giving back, and we have been asking you to do a good thing and help someone in need. Woolies, along with the Gift of the Givers, they've teamed up to distribute food care packs to families in need, which is fantastic. Each bag that they're giving out is filled with a balance of protein, fresh fruit, vegetables, and other staples, as well as hygiene products to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Perfect timing. For as little as 10 Rand, you can provide one person with 3 meals for a day. Think about that. Just scan the QR code on the screen right now using the SnapScan app. As you've seen earlier, we've demonstrated that, or your banking app on your phone, and donate today. It is really up to you to decide how much you'd like to contribute towards filling a bag. And remember to encourage your friends, your family, your neighbors, your colleagues, and everyone. Chat about it on your chat groups to do the same thing. Every little bit will help in making a huge difference, and I know that we can do it, South Africa. Now, Father's Day is upon us. This is the month for all of our fathers. Our dads are out there, dads and dad figures. You know, we know that they play such a big role in our lives, you know, for all those bad jokes, big hugs, times he's made you smile. You know, get him something to say thank you, like one of these Woolies luxury nuts, cherry liquor, chockies or chocolate truffles. We know that he'll love them. And of course, say how much you appreciate him. This is very important. If you want to bake him a Father's Day treat, for example, then Chef Clem's melt in the mouth buttery and nutty shortbread will do just the trick. Chef Clem. Yeah?
Liquor?
Yeah? Liquor.
Oh.
Liquor.
Okay.
You thought liquor?
Liquor. It's the liquor.
No, it's not
Just
about
don't
that
liquor.
one.
Just joking. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. So Tabiso, shortbread biscuits are called short because of this. Can I just show you why it's called short?
Why are they called short? Because I thought maybe it's because they're short. But they're not short. Yeah.
It's the snap. The bite is short.
Okay.
So it's got to have a snap.
Okay.
That means short. So a lot of time when people say, what's a short crust biscuit, you now know it's about that snap.
I want them to just snap in my mouth right now.
Okay, you can have that one. Okay, you can have it. But it's about the cookie. But what's a biscuit without a nice warm drink to dunk or to get into it?
Ooh.
I found this in Woolies. I didn't even know it was out there. Instant red velvet latte.
What?
Real men drink pink drinks. My friend, try that. Please try that.
I'm gonna try it now while it's hot.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, it looks so good.
It's a red velvet latte,
and it
people.
smells delicious, eh?
It's a red velvet latte. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. This is the perfect companion for any biscuit. This is really good. I'm actually going to keep it here.
No,
Thank
it's
you
yours.
so much
It's
for
yours.
that.
And then I'm gonna get one too. Where's Kukle? Kukle?
Kukle, catch.
I got one for you.
Catch!
Kukle got hers. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Friends, okay, everybody out there. But now we gotta cook. Okay. So, in here I've got some butter.
Just add hot water.
Can you hear the chaos in the background for the red velvet lattes? South Africa, it's happening. Okay, I shouldn't do this. It causes chaos.
Yeah, you do.
I've got some butter and I've creamed it. I've just aerated it and it's nice and pale, light and fluffy.
Yes.
To that, I'm gonna add my sugar and I'm gonna continue creaming it. This is called the normal creaming method.
Okay.
So a lot of times when I write a recipe and I say cream your butter and your sugar, people say, but you didn't ask for cream in the recipe. It's not an ingredient, it's a method.
It's a method. It's what you're doing to the butter to get it to the texture that you desire.
Right.
I'm just wondering if you're able to cream the butter in any other way without using this device here.
The original
Could I use a whisker?
The original way to cream butter and sugar is a wooden spoon.
Oh.
Have you always noticed our grannies have had like biceps?
Oh, yeah.
Triceps.
Bigger than Raul de
Raul's got nothing on the goggles out there.
My grandmother's biceps and triceps are bigger than...
all the time in the kitchen, creaming with a wooden spoon. That's how it's originally done. So if you donate one of these, you're sorted.
Nice.
So now, I've added a bit of vanilla to it, and you're gonna mix that through again. And now, what I'm gonna add is my dry ingredients.
Okay, cool.
I've got normal cake flour, and I've got corn flour, and that corn flour helps you with that snap.
All right.
So that's
Did you
going
mix
in.
them already in there?
Yeah, I mixed the two together.
So corn flour and normal baking flour. Okay,
So
great.
now, before I add that, I'm going to toast the nuts. So part of the Father's Day gifting. We had the biltong we spoke
Yeah.
about earlier. We
Yeah.
had the marinade, nuts, and it's a selection of nuts.
My dad loves nuts.
We were talking about these earlier, like the barbecue mix. They're addictive. It's crazy.
My dad gets through that thing so quickly. Like every time I buy like a pack of nuts, it doesn't last long. You hand it to him, you turn your back.
Gone.
By the time you look to say, huh, Papa?
Done.
It's gone.
Dads are smart like that. They're so clever. Okay, cool. I'm gonna toast the nuts because nuts have a lot of oil in them. That's why you can actually buy like macadamia nut oil, almond oil.
Yes.
There's oil naturally in the nuts, but you want to awaken those oils and bring it back to life.
All right.
Into a
So
hot
you're not
pan.
going to add any oil to your pan because they already have their own.
We're just gonna dry toast it. And as soon as I add it, you can see I can smell them already. It's that instantaneous. Cool. So what you can do is once it's toasted, you can chop it up or you can keep it whole. It's up to you. Just for right now, I'm not gonna chop it up. I'm just gonna add it straight into our mix. And I'm going to mix it through.
All right.
Just like it gets messy, but it's fine. The trick with it when you're making short crust pastry is not to overwork it. If you overwork it, you lose the texture. So mix, and shape it into a dough.
Yeah.
And it will look like this.
That looks really good.
This is amazing. This is it. So we're gonna start rolling it out. And while I'm doing this, will you just give a little shout out to Gift to the Givers? Tell the people what it's all about.
Well, you know what? It's such an incredible, fantastic campaign and initiative that they're running, and I am just so connected to it in the most beautiful way. It's all about helping those in need during this time by helping donate from as little as 10 Rand. Gift of the Givers have been doing such amazing work throughout COVID-19, but also before COVID-19. They go into communities and areas that are often overlooked. Yes, certainly some of them definitely in need most of the time, and they really, they hand out these food parcels, and Woolies has collaborated with them to ensure that they're able to feed all of those communities during this time. So from as little as 10 Rand, you can make a huge difference. You can scan the QR code, which we've often placed on our TV screen here, on your TV screen, or you can go on woolworths.co.za/Together We Will. From as little as 10 Rand, there is no real minimum, really. But if you think about it, if 1 million of us South Africans donated 10 Rand, that's 10 million Rand that will go towards feeding all of these people, because no person should go hungry. We should spare thought for all of those who go hungry during this time. Please, South Africa, I know we can do it. I'm going to be donating again, actually, today after this.
All right, so what I've done is rolled out my dough, cut them into little squares. They're going to go into the oven.
Okay.
And the trick with these are also, put it out the way. The trick with it when you're baking these is to make sure you don't over-bake them.
Why are you whispering? Is it a secret?
Oh, it's a secret. I'm not whispering. Okay, so the trick is that you don't want to over-bake them because then you're losing the delicious flavors, the textures, and it's going to become the wrong type of hard, okay?
Okay.
So what you do then is you take them and you get your chocolate, but now we have a new rule. Anytime we drizzle chocolate, we need some sweet, seductive music.
Okay.
So, Mr. DJ, up in the sound booth, can I get some sweet, seductive music? You gotta do the pout, you gotta pout.
Get that
Eyes,
chocolate on
smoky
top
eyes.
of the smoked.
Show me your pout, where's your pout?
Shortbreads.
Your pout. Oh, we have too much fun in the kitchen,
Give me
South
those
Africa.
biscuits.
What do you
I
think?
wanna eat them right now.
Oh, a little bit
Can I
of Barry
taste
White.
one of them?
You can.
Let's see how
All
it
right.
comes out
So,
in the end.
once the chocolate sets, you're good to go. I've got these caramel-flavored ripple chocolate bars, and that's how I'm going to finish them off. Just crumble over. Thank you, by the way, Mr. DJ, for our amazing music. This is how you celebrate your dad.
This is so delicious.
It's so decadent.
Get your dad to do that. Play your dad some nice music like that when you give him your instant red velvet latte and the shortbreads, and then get him to...
That's what you do, South Africa.
If you want the recipe, go on our website, www.expressoshow.com. Clem, you're the man. Put it, yeah.
Thank you.
It has been a fantastic show this morning, celebrating the elderly and grandparents and interacting with you on our social media platforms, asking what words of wisdom have you received from your grandparents using the hashtag Expresso Show.
Absolutely. One coming through from Jeanette. She is saying, Opa taught me that honesty is the best policy ever because you are bound to be caught.
Yeah. Okay, now the next one says, this one is from Chris. He says, there's no such thing as a stranger, only a friend you have not yet met. Aw, well, I mean, there are strangers in the world, guys. Please keep that in mind. And lastly, uno sinto. Oh, we're saying our goodbyes now. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
What?
Thank you.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.